Here's writing happy birthday. And as you can see, as you release, you have those little tips. And unless you can release real carefully, they're going to come up. And that's where the paintbrush comes into play. This is not a very good example, but it is an example to show you when you have these little points coming up. And then you can take your paintbrush when they dry and you can tap them down. Those are just the little points. I like to write instead of print because when you write you don't have so much release all the time, but you got to practice. For instance, here's birthday. Okay. I'm sorry, the tripod's in the way and I cannot. Okay, and then of course you dot the I, which will always have a little bit of a tip come up, and that's where your brush would come in. Let it dry a little bit and then tap it down, and there you go. And that's not as good because I'm not a teacher here. Now another thing is a border that you might want to do. It's called a seashell border. A seashell border is still the star tip. It has a center with a bunch of lines like a sunburst. And basically what you're doing here is you're squeezing out and then releasing. Squeeze, and then it's almost like a little turtle. That's hard for me to explain how to do it. I've got a bad color here, but I had some left over. Let me see if I can do it in something darker. You can even exchange colors. Whoops. I laid this down on all this icing over there. But basically, you squeeze and release. You squeeze and release. Squeeze and pull. This icing is old. You squeeze and pull. Sometimes I do like a hump. Hump. That's a bad term. But anyway, you squeeze, release, and pull. See, this icing's too soft. I think you'd be better off with little flower borders. I'm just going to finish these up with the purple, but you can put yellow. You just got to come up with your color design since you're dealing with brown frosting.